Paraphrase. Let's talk about what paraphrasing is. Let's say take information, maybe from a book, maybe a journal, website, someone speaking, and you want to incorporate that into your paper. You can do this. You can either take it directly, word for word, the information from the original text, and you'll put that in quotation mark, or you can rephrase it and put it into your own word. That is called paraphrase. What is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing involves taking a passage, either written or spoken, and rewording it, putting it into your own word. That includes ideas or information from a book, a journal, a website, an author speaking. That's the original source. You're taking that information and you're rephrasing it, putting it into your own word. You're paraphrasing what they said. When you're paraphrasing, we have a couple of rules that you need to keep in mind. You need to reread the original passage or paragraph. You need to rewrite the passage in your own word, taking it and switching the whole sentence, whole passage up and making it your own. If you're going to use direct quotes from it, you need to use quotation mark. Even when you're borrowing words from the author, you can paraphrase that way. You can cite the source. You need to cite the source. Let's look at some example of paraphrasing. Here we have an original text, and then we have the paraphrase. Let's look at the first original. Her life spanned years of incredible change for women as they gained more rights than ever before. Let's look at how they paraphrase. She lived through the exciting era of women liberation. This is saying the same thing, but it's when you paraphrase it, you're putting it into your own words as if you're speaking. Let's look at the second one. He has tons of stuff to throw away. Let's look how they paraphrase. He needs to get rid of a lot of junk. They're putting it in their own words, saying the same thing and giving the same idea, but they're putting in their words like they are speaking. Remember, when you're paraphrasing, you want to take words and phrases and make them your own. You also want to use more than one source when you're paraphrasing, summarizing, and remember if you're going to use direct quote from the author's source, you need to use quotation marks. Do not flip-flop words or try to chop up the sentence. This will still be considered as plagiarizing. Now, there's a difference between paraphrasing and plagiarism. If you cannot make the sentence your own, use quotation marks. You also have to properly cite the source, whether you're using your own words or if you're using it directly from the source. You need to cite your source. Failing to do this will make it look like you're trying to pass out someone else's work as your own. And we don't want to do this. We're going to practice later on how we can paraphrase some work. There are some successful ways as paraphrasing. You want to take the original text and be mindful to change the meaning that you're trying to convey, and you need to rephrase it. You need to cite what you rephrase. And here are some steps that can help us remember this. One, you need to reread the original passage until you understand its full meaning. Two, write your paraphrase in your notes. Three, it gives us an example how to write a keyword or a phrase. Four, check your version against the original to make sure the version accurately expresses all the essential information in the new form. Five, use quotation marks. This is to identify a unique term or phrase you have borrowed exactly from the source. Six, you need to record the source. Include the page so that you can give credit where credit is due. These 6 steps will be posted around the classroom. We will also hand them out to each student so they can keep them in their notebook. So when they're writing their paper, they can refer back to it to make sure they're paraphrasing the correct way.